Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
You feel like you were on your feet the whole time?
Yeah.
How long were you gone? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, right? 4 days, but 3 nights out.
Yeah.
Right?
So, because when I got there, Jason was already at work.
Mm-hmm.
And I see he's got dishes, so I start doing dishes and
that.
shit. So I get up at 4:45 in the morning to go to the airport. We stay up till 7 a.m. and just drinking, and then I get up at like 10:30 because I can't sleep.
Yeah.
So then I'm just like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to clean the house,
Yeah.
Like I cleaned the bathroom pretty good, did the rest of the dishes, whatever. And then his friend Ashley came over, which she was super cool. He was like, I can't wait for you to meet Ashley. And when someone's like, oh my God, I can't wait for you to meet this person. You guys are so much alike. You're going to love them. And you meet them and you're like, I fucking hate this person. She was so cool.
Okay,
she was so cool. So we literally sat out by the pool. I was in and out of the pool all day long for like 8 hours. She brought some good deli sandwiches.
Oh,
we had
yes.
lunch. And then we started drinking at like 1 something like that. And we stayed out all night that night. Oh my God, it was crazy.
So you gave your liver like 6 hours break on Saturday. Good,
good.
That's what it's all about, though. That's why you go there.
I know. It was fun.
Get to see Jay hang out. It was birthday weekend, too,
It was
right?
birthday
Happy
weekend.
Birthday, Jay.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And then he kept sending me
Snapchat calling you. When we were in a loud bar and nobody
and
could
we
hear
were
what's
out
going
at
on.
at a loud concert.
Yeah.
And he was like, all I could hear him say was something about like, I heard him say something about Clopen, and then he was like, and then we blah, 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 blah. Okay, bye. Because neither of us could hear each other. He did that twice to me. I'm like, okay, goodbye.
So funny. I put up a couple amp stickers. I put up a couple Clopen stickers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, we mentioned how our numbers were low. We're right back. We're actually 214% higher than,
Nice.
than
Good.
we've been. So everybody's back. Everybody sent their kids off to school, and they're listening to all our swear words and all that funny stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, gosh. So we asked Facebook, and I am just absolutely loving AI right now. So, like, I use ChatGPT, and so I was asking it questions. So it's so funny because I said, what's the best way to plan your day in retail? So AI tells us one thing. Facebook people are going to tell us another, which is so funny.
Yeah,
our friends. And then I looked it up online, like, how do you prepare for a day?
Some tips.
Yeah. So a couple of them are serious and a couple of them are very funny. So where would you like to start off? And
I want to hear what AI had to say.
Yes. First, how do you prep for a day in retail?
What did I say? You texted me today and you said, I asked our Facebook friends how they prep for a day in retail. And I was like, I'd start the day with an old fashioned. Which is not true, obviously. But definitely caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be that's my first thing every day. Caffeine.
So 3 days out of the week, 4 days out of the week, I'm behind a computer. So if I prep for a day of retail, like if I'm going to go to the stores, I'm actually pretty excited to go see what's going on.
Yeah.
People think I'm crazy. Like I love going the Friday before a holiday or going on Black Friday or going when it's busy because I love to people watch. I want to know what they're looking at, what they're picking up and putting in their cart. Like I do that kind of research.
Talk about people watching. Okay, the airport is the best place for that. So I land in Chicago yesterday and it's always a pain in the butt to get to the shuttle service that takes me to my car. So I'm walking, and I'm like, I'm going to go outside and smoke a cigarette and walk. So as I'm walking outside, these 2 young girls and probably one of their moms is walking in, and they go, what are we going to do? We have to go back to Hertz Rental. We left all of our luggage in the trunk of the rental car. I was like, how do you leave all your luggage? They were so excited to get out of there. They were like, let's go. Oh, my God. Anyways.
The first time we went to Florida last year to go visit and see Stevens College and such, I had been traveling for months and months and months, and I thought I was a professional. I was like, no problem. I packed. We go to Starbucks, Steve, Julia, and I, and we order, and I walk away with my purse. And all of a sudden, I'm just standing there waiting for my coffee, and Steve brings over my suitcase. He goes, hey, don't forget this. I'm like, oh, my God.
I've actually sat down at like an empty terminal to charge my phone.
Yeah.
And got up and walked away and left my phone there. and like went to the bathroom and started walking the other way. And then I was like, holy shit, where's my phone? That's the worst.
When I'm by myself, I think I concentrate very hard. Like, okay, this is your stuff. Worry about this. Look at your surroundings. Like I always tell Julia and Steven, always know your surroundings, But then when I'm with people, I'm chatting. I'm not worried about it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
That's funny.
I would also like to mention, Steve and I were on the Lake Geneva shore path. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
It's 22 miles around Lake Geneva. I've mentioned it a million times on here. And we were out there and we stopped at the Abbey in Fontana. Very nice hotel. It's been there forever. They have a car hop or like a connoisseur. What do they call them? Not connoisseur.
A car hop.
Yes, or a.
Where they roller skate and bring you food in your car? No.
So I'm saying the wrong thing.
A valet?
They have a valet and they have a concierge.
I'm like, wow, they got like you pull up, get a hot dog.
I didn't even take Benadryl today.
With
My brain
chicks,
should be with it.
Chicks on roller skates.
I'm glad that you explained that.
Let's start over. Okay, so you went to the Abbey and they had a valet.
I'm not editing this. Forget it. People know I'm dumb.
You are not dumb. We just get words mixed up.
And it's, to me, now I am just an outside person, so I'm just going to say what I thought I saw. I think it was a retired gentleman or two running this. So they had valet where they would, and can I mention that it was over 90 degrees up there?
Ugh.
Okay. And they were in long sleeve shirts and pants as uniformed, right?
Oh, gosh.
And they were doing their thing. Like, we were waiting for an Uber because we decided to only do 11 instead of the 22. It was getting a little hot. We were going to Uber back to Lake Geneva to my car.
Yeah.
I've done that so many times before. And so I'm just sitting there, and of course I'm observing. And the shorter, stockier man with a neon yellow shirt comes out, and he's standing by the podium. And I hear him say something, and of course it draws my attention. And, 'cause I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be great for the podcast. Or maybe not. Sometimes it's not. I'm watching, and he goes to hand him his tag, and he goes, "Where's my car?" And he says, "Okay, well, what number is it?" And he kind of, the stocky guy in the yellow shirt kind of like throws his number. He's like, "I already called. My car's not here." Like, he was already starting. Like, what are you in a hurry for? It's Labor Day weekend. It's, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. What are you in a hurry for? You can't wait an extra 5 minutes for your car.
He's got a tea
He
time.
absolutely did not.
Yeah.
He absolutely did not. Let me just say that. Okay. And so the gentleman walks away, the valet walks away, and he comes back, and there must have been something wrong with the number. He goes, "I can't find your number. I can't find your car." He goes, "Listen to me. I called you." Now he's saying, 30 minutes ago, and my car is not here for pickup. Well, what kind of process are you running here? What kind of program are you running? And he would not stop talking. And all the valet wanted to do was figure out where his car was.
Yeah.
So I think he may have called someone when he stepped away, the valet, because all of a sudden someone from the front desk came out and said, "Are you being helped?" And then he said, "What's the process here?"
Oh my God.
3P, all these different P programs.
What's the process?
Yeah, what's the process here? Do I need to call an hour before to get my car down here? And she goes, "I'm so sorry. What's your number?" And he goes like this. He puts his hands up. "I don't know. He took my number. And now he's saying that my number doesn't match. This is ridiculous. I mean, I stayed all weekend." And he was pulling the whole thing that we've all heard in retail.
What a Karen.
"I'm never coming back. I can't believe this. I'm such a good customer, blah, blah. I spent all this money here." She goes, "Oh, you know what? No problem. Let me go find out what's going on." So she walked away. She has no idea what's going on. I'm sure there was some kind of conversation over to my left in the parking lot trying to find this car. And she comes back and says, "They're bringing it to you right now." And he goes, "No, seriously, what is your process? Do I need to call an hour before?" And I wanted to be like, "Well, you said you were never going to stay here again. So what
does it
what
matter?
does it matter to you?"
You should have said it.
I know,
You'd have
my
been like,
heart
"Bitch,
was
shut
like
your
going out.
mouth."
My heart was just going out for these people, So then the gentleman comes, and I'm telling you, I was looking at my watch. It was maybe 7 minutes, this whole thing. It was not a big deal. Like, I've waited a lot longer at valet for restaurants, at restaurants.
Yeah.
When you, and in the city, when you can't park yourself, you have to valet and you have to wait.
Right.
So can I also mention that for some reason, I was expecting like a really fancy car. Not saying that people that drive fancy cars are assholes.
No, but it's rich people are assholes.
But I don't want to say that either, because
are.
I know a lot of rich people that are very kind. But for some reason, I just thought it's gonna be, because he was like a stocky shorter, whatever kind of gentleman. I'm thinking he's probably got the flashy car because he's missing in some areas.
He's got little man syndrome. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, no, it was a Toyota Corolla,
Oh,
that pulled up, which nothing
God.
against those people either, but I'm just, because this guy was an ass. So they pull up, granted, it was a very clean car, and he says something else to the valet. He was like, something about your process or something like that. And I just looked over at Steve and I'm like, this guy needs to just go. And I think he handed the guy a single dollar bill.
Oh, what a dick.
Yeah.
At least he tipped him.
I was like, well, thanks for the story. Yeah, at least he tipped him, right? And he still had something else to say. And that valet was just so nice. He was like, have a great Labor Day weekend. And the guy still had something else to say after I couldn't hear him. And you could just see the valet like, okay, get your one last line in there. Go ahead and get the heck out of here.
I'd be like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And he'd say something else. I'd be like, yeah, great, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, I would get the last line for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have definitely.
I would have definitely gotten
I probably would have done like a
that.
little on the back of the car or something, as he was leaving.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Never come here
Just
again.
horrible. Just please treat people nice. You don't know what's happening.
So I said rich people are mean, but there's a difference between rich people and like uber rich people.
Yeah.
Uber rich people are usually nice. Like, you want to be friends with billionaires,
your
not millionaires.
experiences?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, billionaires have already done it all. Like, millionaires are still trying to prove something.
Yeah, which is a shame. Just enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
You're a millionaire.
Like, if I've been telling you I'm manifesting millions of dollars for us.
We're having
I
millions
will
of dollars.
still be laughing and having fun on this podcast.
I know.
So
it wouldn't change us at
it
all.
will not change me at all.
I mean, we'd probably be in
and
nicer
everyone's
cars.
going, sure, you
but
say that now.
we would just be in nicer cars. That's about it.
Well, let's get back onto the best way to plan your day in retail according to AI.
I want to know what ChatGPT says.
Yeah, all right. So it says, start your day with a morning routine. Begin your day with a morning routine that helps you feel energized and focused. This might include exercise, meditation, or a healthy breakfast.
Get out. Who do you know in retail that has exercise, meditation, or a healthy breakfast? We are waking up with a coffee and a cigarette, and we're stopping at McDonald's on the way because we closed the night before, and we got to be back at 6 a.m., those bastards.
It reminds me of many of our friends. We have some streaks on Snapchat. It's usually their Red Bull. Good morning.
Yes. Always.
Or their Monster, or their
Yes.
coffee, or
coffee and a donut. I'm ready to
a
work.
picture of the store, like, I don't want to, so. The next one is to review your to-do list before opening the store. Now, I'm thinking this is small. This is small stores. Before opening the store or starting your shift, review your to-do list. Identify the most critical tasks and prioritize them.
My to-do list consisted of me checking people out as fast as I possibly could and keeping the line moving.
Where we met, we would walk. Like, if I was first shift, I would walk with third shift. If I was second shift, I would walk with first shift. And,
Right.
the few times I sucked at third shift, I would walk with second shift. And all it did was depress me.
Yeah.
Because it was like, couldn't get that. And I understood why they couldn't get things done, but it was like, ooh, that's more on me that I'm probably not going to be able to get done.
And then you're going to have to tell
into the first shift or rolls
didn't
into
get
the,
this done.
Yeah. So that's hard. That's hard to have a to-do list. And I would walk around and I would write everything down, and I would hope that I could, if there was 10 things, if you could do this end cap, if you could switch over this gondola, if you could, maybe check the ad bay or check this, or, I would write it all down. And then I would hope, let's say if it was like 10 items, I would mark off 5, or if there, try to do half. But it was hard sometimes.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a to-do list.
Especially because you were in charge of that and you were store director in charge.
Yeah.
So you had to take all calls, all issues, all
Yeah.
complaints,
Yeah.
all compliments,
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess.
That too.
The next one says organize the store. So ensure that this is why I think sometimes it's on a smaller. Ensure that the store is clean, organized, and well stocked before customers arrive. It all depends on what the shift before you did, right?
This just shows me that AI has no realization of what really happens out here.
Check product displays and signage to ensure they are appealing and informative.
Yes.
Right.
Of course, because I have 12 hours before I open the store to do all of this.
When you get all that done, including your to-do list, then you do a staff briefing.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey guys, I made sure all the signage was good. Every single end cap was set. Ad bay is set. Frozen is full. You just take care of them customers, all right?
I love it. Give me a C. Give me an A.
Yeah.
Give me an S.
Get out of there.
Customer service focus. Allocate a significant portion of your day to customer service.
Yeah.
That's 99% of the time, isn't it?
Because you were there 12 hours before doing everything else.
Inventory management. Dedicate time to managing inventory. Sometimes I think that just comes naturally because you run a pallet, you know what's there, you put it back up, you see what else you have left. A truck comes in.
Well, as long as people don't throw shit away without scanning it out, then your inventory stays good.
Visual merchandising. Pay attention to visual merchandising. Ensure that products are displayed attractively. Promotions are prominently featured and the store layout flows logically.
Wow.
So that's tough because you're on plan.
You gotta think
From
about
corporate.
these people that put the layout together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what always blows my mind is the planograms, and that's here's these 5 shelves, here's everything that goes on there. And generally they all fit. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they don't though.
Sometimes they don't.
The plan's like an inch
Guess
off.
what I
the whole
start
thing
on
is
Monday?
Meat resets.
Meat resets. And guess what's not going to fit? That one fucking package that never fucking fits.
That's what I was thinking of when you said that.
Dang it. Never.
It's going to be in the chicken? What section is going to be in?
It's beef.
Oh, it's always beef.
It's beef, yeah. It's because it's a vacuum sealed package that's stapled to a larger cardboard backing. You know what it is.
I know what it is.
And it's they only take the measurement of the vacuum sealed package. They don't account for the cardboard that's around it.
No matter how many times you've told them.
Yes.
Darn it.
And they always say, oh, yes, we've told them about that this is, and I'm like, really? Really? Because this is the 12th time I'm doing it now. And it's still not fucking fixed. So I don't believe your bullshit lies.
AI also says customer feedback. Encourage customers to provide feedback and listen to their suggestions or concerns.
What's your program here? I think I could improve it.
What's your process? Do I need an hour? Do I need to call you to let you know I'm coming? I really enjoyed this one. Breaks. Schedule short breaks throughout the day for yourself and for your staff. How many times have we heard people say, I haven't taken a lunch yet. I haven't even had a sip of water. Go take a break. We've talked about that before.
I never say that because I always make sure I take my break.
Right?
I do.
Yeah.
You need it.
You need it.
You got to relax and take a minute and breathe. And you can't just be running around crazy all day long, 5, 6, 7 days a week.
Yeah. And I think on a break, there's a time. You never want to go over. I feel like it's 17 minutes is a perfect break.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to sit too long because then you get tired and you just kind of lose your motivation. Yeah. But you don't want to sit too little because it doesn't
worth
work.
It. Yeah.
It says adaptability. Be prepared to adapt your plans as needed. I think that is just retail.
Yeah.
End of day review, which is at the end of your workday, see what could be improved, make a list for tomorrow that you're not going to finish. Always think about personal development. I do like this one. Consider setting aside time for personal and professional development because if you really don't want to get stuck where you're at or in retail, you're going to want to concentrate on that. So I do like that one. I like breaks and I like personal development. Staying updated with industry trends and improving your skills can benefit your retail career or not retail career, right? Do something else.
Improve your career.
Yeah, improve your career. Thank
Period.
you. Yeah, thank you. And then the last one is work-life balance, which we just had a whole episode on that, I feel.
Nobody in retail has that.
Finally maintain a healthy work-life balance. While the retail industry can be demanding, it's essential to allocate time for your personal life and well-being, which we can stress that over and over again, but all of us in retail know that it really does take over your life.
It does.
Yeah. So let's go over to Facebook and see what everyone
I want to know what
says.
everybody else said now that we got that nonsense out of the way.
I had a very funny feeling that many were going to be the same answers, and they did not disappoint.
That's funny.
So the question was, what do you think is the best way to plan or prep for a day in retail? And there's 15 comments. I haven't even wrote them back yet. Sarah from Two Chicks Talking Flicks, who I get to meet on Thursday night in Dallas. I'm so excited. We're going to dinner.
That is so exciting.
I'm so excited. She said, scream in your car before walking in.
That is the best story ever. I know I've told it on here, and it was the guy that works at the mechanic right behind the store. And I'm out there smoking a cigarette, and he pulled up, and he's just like slamming his hands on his steering wheel like, fuck! Like he didn't even see me stand. And then he like looks over like, oh, hey. And I'm like, are you okay? Do you need a hug? Are you all right?
I love that.
Oh, my God. It was so funny.
Everybody try that. If you're in your car, after you're done listening to this, just scream really loud.
Yeah.
And then go back in.
Yeah. You'll be like, there's some weirdos out in the parking lot. They're all screaming. There's like 12 people out there screaming right now.
Oh, gosh. Nikki Weed, she was on the show. She says a tall boy. Just start your day with a tall boy.
Like a venti? Is that like a venti? Confused.
A couple people laughed, so I'm thinking no. Jen Bujowski said she used to call it her shower thoughts. She would plan her day in the shower, go to work, and it would all go down the drain.
Well, that is a good one. Because I was going to say, hell no, I don't want to think about work in the shower. I want to relax in the shower. But that's pretty funny, Jen. I like that one.
And anyone that's listening and was on her team, she has some really nice things to say about her team when she worked where we all met.
Aww.
So go on to our Facebook and take a look at that. It's very sweet. Lauren, she was also on the show a couple times. She said positive thoughts, coffee, and keep an open mind until you get screamed at by a customer.
I was going to say, no, that's not how it works.
Are you seeing the trend here? Are you seeing the trend here?
Yes, that's exactly how it works, yes.
Brooks Harris says, in your mind, lock and load.
Lock and load.
Lock and load.
Shake and bake.
Jenna Poppy Cakes says you don't plan because you're going to have about 4 different bosses telling you to prioritize different conflicting things, and then when they tell you to shove aside your core responsibilities for their special projects, they're going to forget all about that and be mad that you didn't do what you usually do.
Oh my God, that sounds so familiar.
It sounds like I remember all that.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Gosh. And then Nancy wrote that it was literally her day to day, so that's pretty frustrating.
Ugh.
Harley says, "Save my money first?" with a question mark.
Save my money first. Is he going to jail?
I don't know.
Does he have bail set aside?
That's what I'm thinking.
Holy smokes.
But I also remember our favorite store director used to tell anyone that would listen, save your money for a rainy day. Save your money for a rainy day, because he knows how retail is, especially if you're part-time. But yes, I think Harley's talking about bail money.
Bail money.
But it also reminded me that our favorite store director always told people, don't spend your money on the silly stuff.
Yeah.
Save your money. You never know what could happen with retail. He was always like that.
Yeah.
And then Rockstar Tim, he was on the show a couple times, one time.
Couple times.
Twice,
right?
And then he's coming back for AMP too, which I'm really excited. He says, expect the unexpected.
How do you do that? You're just like, I'm just going to be really surprised at everything today.
How many times did you walk in and say, it is going to be a great day, and it takes one customer to ruin that?
I didn't do that because I always felt like it jinxed me.
Oh, man.
Because, that's, and a lot of nurses will tell you, don't ever say, wow, it's really slow today.
Oh.
You never say that. Or, wow, it's really quiet in here. You just end up screwing yourself on that.
And then Shannon says, I stopped planning my days after the first couple years of being a manager and now just take it hour by hour and get done what I and my team can get done.
Yeah.
So great.
That's what I always say. Like, people will be like, oh my God, I feel so overwhelmed. I'm like, just do what you can.
Yeah.
If you can't get it all done, you can't get it all done. Like, you can't punish yourself for that.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 8 hours in a day.
Yeah. Yep. And then Amanda says, accept the plan will never be what happens.
No. Yeah, I agree.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So good. So good. So those were all super good, and they all kind of followed the same.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that would be.
Well, they all know. They all work it daily.
Yeah.
I usually walk into work with a plan of what I'm going to do. And like, I do missions, right? So I go on my phone, I open the app, and I say, I'm going to do these 14 things today.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get all 14 done. Sometimes I close out 4 of them.
Yep.
Well, it is what it is,
The best thing that I have right now, my boss is on paternity leave, but when he is working, every Monday morning, I send him my agenda for the week, and I put it in Word, and then I send it to him in an email, and I say, here's what we can chat about tomorrow before our call. I usually send it 24 hours before I meet with him. And so it makes me think about how my week is going to go.
Yeah.
And so I will write it down. Usually it's like 10 things. Sometimes it's really long. Some of them are smaller, and I prioritize it. I'll put the more important ones on top. And then he picks out what he wants to talk about when we chat on Tuesday. And then that way I have notes and
You're
I take
prepared.
notes. Yeah. And as the week goes on, and sometimes some of it rolls into the next week. You just, if I'm in stores, I can't sit in front of a computer,
Right.
And I line it off, cross it off, cross it off, cross it off. And it really helps me to stay focused. But
Yeah.
as we know, just in the role that I'm in or in stores, sometimes it just doesn't happen.
It just doesn't happen.
Like I was supposed to get something done today. I was writing a report and something else came up from a division. I was like, oh no, they're priority. So it happens. It happens. So no matter what you do, things happen.
Sometimes it's today to do, and sometimes it's end of day Friday to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or end of your work week to do.
Yeah, really. Or end of the month.
Yeah.
Or, you have to look
End
at
of
it
the
that
year.
way. Yep.
Before Christmas.
Yeah, just sometimes just get it done when you can. So vendhq.com shares the retail store manager and employee daily opening checklist. I thought this was interesting. The reason why I thought this was interesting, because a couple of things that they say on here reminds me of when I worked at Peterbilt, and you actually had to do the same things with the trucks before you got into them.
Right.
So maybe Mom would like this. I thought it would be interesting. So it says right away, do a security inspection.
Yeah.
Inspect the building for signs of anything that may have gone wrong while your store was closed. Inspect the exterior of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure nobody broke in.
Yeah.
There's no homeless people sleeping in the tents you got set up in the camping
Yeah.
section.
Inspect windows and doors for signs of forced entry. And it reminds me of when I worked at Peterbilt, because they would say before you do anything, you walk around your truck, check the tires.
Yeah. Yep. You got to do
Check
your
the
safety
doors.
check.
Yeah, you have to do your safety check, right?
Yeah. Check all your lights.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's from like a small store, right?
Yeah.
But
well, still, even in a big format store, you could still do that.
I guess you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not in the dark. Don't do it in the dark.
Don't do it in the dark.
Some of these stores back up to like alleys. Don't do that. Wait till
Yeah.
someone's with you. It says check that the alarm is working properly, then disarm it when you're ready. Right? Like when you're ready to go in.
How do you check that it's working properly and then disarm
It would be in green. That's how my house alarm is. It would say green. Or it'll give you a one like a door is open, so you might want to go check the outside. And if you're unsure, you have some assistants come in and help you. Review security footage if necessary. Again, small store. Maybe you're
That's
the owner.
if you find something.
Yep.
If you don't find anything, you assume everything's fine.
And this is a big one. Keep your doors locked until you're open for business.
So that's kind of crazy because the stores that I work at, sometimes there was a couple in Wisconsin that didn't open till like 7 or 8, and we'd get there at 6. Lots of vendors do. So what do you do in that case? They would leave the exit door open, and that was like only we knew about that.
Yeah, not everyone knows about it that listens.
Well,
but you
can't
can't
work retail.
Yeah.
We
won't share how you get in, but
yeah, no, I can't tell you how to get in. It was just a secret button.
And then it says perform daily housekeeping. It says shine your windows. This must be
shine your shoes and your windows.
Do a quick sweep of the floor. Again, small, but that's okay. It's just giving some ideas. Keep an eye out for spillage. That's a big one.
That is.
We
a
used
big
to
one.
walk frozen to see if any of the freezers had leaked onto the floor, and a lot of times they do.
I was gonna say that's in every single store I walk into nowadays.
Yeah, they're all falling apart.
They got just rolls of paper towels shoved up
or
against
what are those
them.
called? The snakes. We talked about those before, too,
I don't think
right?
the stores that I work at even know what those are.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen them there.
Ah, huh. It says inspect and clean your fitting room and other areas frequented by shoppers.
Yeah, you want that to be clean.
And fitting rooms,
Ugh.
I have
I'm a
never
little
had to
weird.
work a fitting room before, and man, I can't even imagine what some of you go through. That's a
Ew.
pain. People are gross.
People are gross.
Turn on the electronics and appliances, lights, HVAC, electronic displays, all that. That
Why
reminds
isn't
me
your
of
HVAC running all night?
This is true. Again, small store, but it also reminds me of how they used to get the drawers ready for cashiers.
Yes.
Like you would do all that and you would always have someone with you.
Yes.
You would count the drawers in the back, or like the, what were they called?
Cash office.
Yeah. Point of sale check. Check your equipment. Check your software. And then enter your daily cash float. Like that would be the drawer. Yeah. So that's how you
Thank
start
God I
it.
never worked at a small place like that where I had to do all that when I walked in.
Right. And you just would have to, I don't know, I feel like you need to open with someone depending on where your
Yeah.
shop is, because you're handling cash, you're checking outside, you're checking windows. I feel like you need someone with.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. So
So what do you think? Did you like AI, Facebook,
Facebook.
or vendhq.com?
Facebook.
Definitely Facebook.
Facebook, because those were real answers.
Yeah.
I feel like everything else was like in a perfect world,
Yeah.
which we know isn't here.
Yes. I feel like retail is consistently inconsistent, and that's how your
Yes.
list is going to be.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly.
That's retail.
Yeah.
It's ever changing and consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, go make lists. Don't follow them. And then
But, at least you can show somebody, like, I had this list written. I had a plan.
yeah, right? The plan is in place.
I had a plan, but then the fucking sprinklers went off today.
Oh, do you remember when that happened at the
Yes.
store and they wouldn't stop?
Dude.
We had to cover
It was
deli
a couple
meat.
times.
It would
was a
just
couple
keep
times.
going. I think we had to throw out all the food the one time because it was like not a clean line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, those sprinkler lines are disgusting.
Yeah, just because the water just sits there,
Yeah.
right? It just busted. I remember it just sprinkling
Hey,
out
can
on
I remind
everything.
everybody too? Only because I saw it on Facebook or
Oh.
not Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. On TikTok,
Yeah.
a few times, like within the last 2 weeks, I've seen quite a few people talking about it. If you go to a hotel to get married, do not hang your wedding dress from the sprinkler system. There is, which I never knew why it would set it off, but there is a very thin piece of glass in there.
Oh.
And it's like when the smoke gets to it and the fire, that's what makes it go off, is it busts that very, very fragile, thin piece of glass.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So when you throw your hanger up there, it busts that glass and that's what makes it go off.
Oh, no kidding.
So do not put your freaking wedding dress from a sprinkler in a hotel.
Interesting. They usually have a note that says "Do not hang from."
I know.
Right?
Yes.
I never knew that.
Yes.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
You always come with the knowledge.
I don't,
Always.
It's the fountain of useless knowledge, but sometimes maybe you'll need it in your life.
Yes, for sure. When I get married again, I won't hang my wedding dress on it.
Or if you're in somebody's wedding and the
Oh.
photographer comes in, because I think this is what happened in one of the TikToks I saw.
Oh.
I think it was like the photographer or something was like, let's hang your dress so we can take a picture of it. Yeah. Fucked up the dress, everything.
no.
The whole floor was flooded. Like the whole
Oh.
floor of the hotel was flooded.
Are they still a photographer?
I don't know. Not for that wedding because it didn't happen.
Well, thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Go buy some merch. Go to our website. There's a place that you can tip us.
Ooh.
Tip us for a good time.
Tip us. That's the name of this episode.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. Thanks
All
for
right.
listening.
Bye.
Bye. This podcast is brought to you by NameTag Productions, LLC. Entire podcast, unless otherwise stated, written by the hosts. The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. If we have to be all in this together, we might as well make it fun.